Hey everybody, this is DM Mike, and this is my next kind of quick prep video for Rise of Tiamat. These are just kind of shooting from the hip, some of these prep videos here. I just want to show you what I'm doing. Now, here I am using Google Slides again. I highly recommend this if you're doing some kind of visual representation. But I think I stopped off right about here last time with the docs. We actually got to this portion of the adventure last week, I believe it was, or the week before. And of course, I'm going to just keep this Google slide going and going and going, probably till the end of the adventure. So what I'm doing here, if you looked at the first video, I'd created these slides. Some of these here are for the radio dramas, some established location. And then, of course, here's my one for the council meeting, which we did have. And then, of course, when they went to the docks in Waterdeep. Now, of course, I continued on with this, and every time I actually, when the players come in the room, I always have the title screen showing, and I'm always changing this. So that's another little tip you could do, as you're updating this huge slide presentation, you always go back and, just keep that title screen and just change the title a little bit. I think the first title was... was it Return to Waterdeep? I can't remember now. But anyway, I'm always kind of changing that. And maybe eventually I'll change this background. But anyway, so we got to here. And so now I've started to add on to it because the adventure is moving forward. So I've continued with my slides. The next thing I put in here was the Sea of Ice because, let me just go ahead and do it in a presentation. I'll just stay here. I'll get the pointer. We'll do full screen. Very good. As they traveled up the Sword Coast, going north towards the Sea of Ice, I decided to, go on Pinterest, go on Google, Pinterest really, just do Pinterest, and look for like concept art for ice and glaciers and things. Again, as a visual representation. I think this might be right here from Black Flag. I don't know. I can't remember now. But, this gives a sense of scale for the players, so their ship is like this small and they're like going through all these huge glaciers. So it's not an easy trip to take. So this was the Sea of Ice, and then we go on to the next one. I just added this in. This is the main glacier. So this is where I'm not even going to try to pronounce that glacier's name. I'm going to call it Oingo Boingo. But this was the glacier that I had picked. Now this is an image from, I think, Shadow of Mordor, the video game. I guess it took place in the north. I don't know. You can see a little castle back here. Most people didn't catch it, but that's not really there. But this is all actually water instead of ice. I just kind of told the players that. But this is what it looked like for them as they approached Oingo Boingo and had to get skiffs and go through here and actually climb up this. So their scale is really, really tiny. But again, if you're going to display Oingo Boingo, you put something up there. It's really kind of nice and neat so that they can see it. And I recommend a very large image so it takes up the screen. Next up, which we haven't gotten to yet, this will be the next major thing, is when they go to the Snow Village. And what I decided to do here was kind of show different aspects of the village visually. I think I like this one here best, but you got this castle in the background, so I probably could Photoshop that, but I just don't feel like it. And I kind of like this too, even though it does look maybe slightly orcish, but this is kind of tree antlers, antlers and trees and different things like that. So I think it still kind of works. So I'm kind of going, I don't know, I kind of like both aspects of these. I actually have a tabletop simulator map that'll be even different than these, but I just want to have it in their head because, the tabletop simulator map doesn't quite capture everything. But here's some hunters. I have it as a matriarchal society. I think that's probably in the book too. I don't remember now, but if it isn't, I decided to do that. But here's some, here's an example of the warriors. Now you can see he's got a tail. This is just for intimidation, when they go out and they try to hunt, where they collect obviously food for themselves and tribute to the kobolds who take it, to keep them alive, because the fear of the dragon. So this is what I've decided to do here is have various different looks. I tried to find things that were kind of the same, so it's not too different. But it's a highly matriarchal society, and of course here's the shaman they'll be talking to. My goal here is to actually, I'm not going to try to speak in that language, but have a language barrier. Maybe one of the characters will know the language. I'm just going to private message with them and respond to them as if the character is speaking, and they will have to translate at the table what's going on. But let me just go ahead and exit out of here. So this is just, boop. This is just more prep, guys. Here's the layer of ice. Forgot about this. Forgot I had one more. I am changing a little bit. I'm not going to have the layer connected to the village at all. They have zero access to the layer. They're going to have to find a guide or find it themselves, go up into the layer. And here's the mouth of the layer. So I want it more intimidating. It's a bit further off on the glacier, and it's not a place that they really want to go to. They highly recommend they don't go to. But I want it to be a little more epic than them, the players kind of crawling through a hole in the village town center and going into the cavern. I'm sure that would work great, but I just didn't want to do that. I want this to be more intimidating and more frightening to go to. Anyway, that's another picture of that. So anyways, guys, this is another just quick video just showing you how I'm expanding upon this. I haven't changed anything. I'm going to keep the Google Slides going for as long as they are, presenting the right thing and functional for me. I'm also prepping a new radio drama, which I don't know if it'll be ready or not. It's getting really complex. And of course, new maps and different things are also being crafted as I go forward. But anyway, guys, that's it. It's just a quick little video showing where the next steps I'm taking, which is just the expansion of these, and more to come, of course, chapter tips and campaign diaries on the way. All right, guys, that's it. See you in the next one.